Please, this is a professional environment. Hey! Stop it! Stop!
Another day about the Waffle House shit got hella poppin'. One lady started talking that shit like she really wanted problems. She said that the workers were working too slow. She needed the food cause she had to go. She got super angry and started to shout. So Wendy gave her a 3-piece on the house. Yeah. Go Wendy, I get why they mad, yeah. They just found out for Christmas all you be serving is both of them hands, yeah. Wendy, she ain't gonna back down, her homie just pulled a pen out, so your little plans ain't gon' pan out, bitch. John Cena with the smackdown. Why you think they got this type of application? In the store should get launched like an application. If you're not with the shits like your name is Wendy, shit you're not really a fit, go apply it Wendy. Run up on Wendy, boy, you better just surrender. Featherweight contender whipping up them chicken tenders. Mama lit the way she kept it cool with the aggressors. Even Iron Man is trying to bring her onto the...
I'll admit it. I'm not letting my kids die. I'm somebody that thought I could fix this, and I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbor. I'm gonna haul him up by a chain. I will eat your ass. I'll do it. You think I like sizing up my neighbor? Gonna chop his ass up. My children aren't going hungry. I will eat your ass. I'll eat your ass. I'm literally looking at my neighbors now going, I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. Eat your ass. My superpower is being honest. And I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. That's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. I've extrapolated this out. And I will eat your ass.
I learned a lot. And I learned that, Anyway, Bo is associated here. Anyway, the point I want to make is I learned so much. I learned
black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. What I have to do is I have to continue talking about the things that come on, man.
I came down here because I remember the first bumper sticker I saw. I learned that I got hairy legs that turned blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again. So I learned about kids jumping on my lap. I love kids jumping on my lap.
Oh, I'm in trouble. What are we, nuts? Dead. You know, come on, man. Give me a little break here. Get a life. Taking cocaine or not? What do you think? Huh? Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. Come on, man.
Well, Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
I can hardly wait to meet with that guy who is the stable genius. Come on, man.
I am very willing to let the public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Come on, man. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Wealthy kids.
Come on, man. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record. I know a lot of weed smokers. Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Why the hell would I take a test? I am,
And strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. They're coming here from Africa, from South America. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory.
Yeah. Trump the Don back at it again. Shout out Big Tucker, Alex Stein, JP Sears, Jordan Peterson, and Ben Shapiro. They call me racist, fake news. But Kodak Mazo, I got love for my Haitians. They cool. The media full of these federal agents. Break rules. America first, these candidates hate it. And hate you. Keep it 10 toes down, stay true. Everybody, they were loving me. So the media was switching up on me. Now they young, trying to comfort me. And get a little piece of my money. Greatest president of all time. If you think not, you're mistaken. The only president I love more is them blue-hunted Ben Franklins. These rappers are flexing their cars. Some are flexing their house. My toilet bowl is made of solid gold. I don't need gold in my mouth. Government is full of perverts. Ignoring the Hillary servers. Did Epstein really get murdered? That was my burner. Eating Trump steak, drinking Trump water. Trump towers with Trump daughter. Trump wine, I'm a super gremlin. I don't care about that loser Eminem. Trying to do me like OJ. Just know the glove that don't fit. It's about to be a cold case. No love for a snitch. They call me racist. Fake news. But Kodak Mazo, I got love for my Haitians. They cool. The media full of these federal agents. Break rules. America first, these candidates hate it. And hate you. Keep it 10 toes down, stay true. Wow. We're making it out of Trump towers with this one.
How about a motherfucking mukbang? We got a beef taco. Santa Fe, right?
Wake up. Wake up. It's propaganda. It's propaganda. It's an e-girl in military uniform. It's propaganda. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
This is a rule. You know, the rules of perception. If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it.
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring.
No, in real life.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish things simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Whose Sailor Moon shirt? Why, mine, of course. It's a little tight.
Oh, of course you watch Progression. You know skill, dumb YouTube commenter, idiot.
I'm taking all your spell zones. Every one.
Take them. I don't need them.
Go.
End of main, dumbass.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, nice deck.
Spent all match complaining and had the rock in hand.
The deck is bullshit.
Completely
it's bad.
saw through
It's
that
a bad
bluff,
deck,
by the
but
way.
it's still bullshit.
Did Hillary teach you
Skill
that
issue.
one, you liar?
Open wide, kids, because I'm going to grape you in the mouth.
He's going to what them in the mouth?
He's gonna grape him.
Well, if it's a level beyond Super Saiyan, then
He must be a super duper Saiyan.
if he's a Super Duper Saiyan, then I shall find a way to become a Super D-Duper Saiyan.
You've done well so far, but up until now, I've only been using a mere 5% of my power. Now let's see how well you fare against my Biden blast. Yeah.
Asking for it, Dopes is trying to give it to him.
Porn. Do you have that big a problem?
I'm not making fun of.
When's the last time? When's the last time you saw porn?
Oh, you busted me. Actually, I made humiliation porn. That's why I watch you on CNN.
No, but
Why are you gay?
Rate me out of 10.
Maybe like a 3?
300.
I like a 3 out of 10.
Oh.
And your voice is kind of just pissing me off, I'm not gonna lie.
Pissing you off.
Why do you sound like that? You sound like out of an anime, stop. Talk normal. Yeah, you're kind of annoying, I'm gonna be honest.
If you're not paying for child porn, if you're just getting it, there is no moral or legal argument against that.
We've all jerked at the lolly.
Would be most attracted to?
I think it would be somewhere
Do you not
from
want to answer
14.
this question?
No, I think it'd be somewhere from 14 to 17.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck those socks with the bell on it. Fuck your gay ass fairy faggot accent.
If you shit talk Tipster's wife, he fights 2 battles that day, one against you and one to get out the chair.
Can you toss me a beer?
Yeah, I got you, bro. Here's a cold one, bro.
Born in the 90s that's under 25 can't cook, can't clean. They don't want to work nothing. Niggas that's 31 and over get in relationships with them and wonder why shit ain't working. That's because all young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
11. Access denied.
1112.
Access denied.
1113.
Access denied.
1114.
Access denied.
This door is a bitch.
Hello? Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry, guys. The mic got disconnected there for a second. Hey, everybody. How you doing tonight? Listen, we've got a couple stories I want to talk about. Probably one of the most shocking ones is it seems like Russell Brand came back today. And I didn't have a chance to tune in for the entire live stream that he had up. But for what I did see, Russell Brand had over 70,000 people watching concurrently for about 10 minutes, which I thought was impressive. I thought that was crazy. But in spite of that, the UK has passed something called the Online Safety Act, which is probably one of the most absurd pieces of legislation. And it's what everybody says they've been trying to do for the longest time. Okay. They're doing everything they can to take full control of online social media. So they're using them not banning Russell Brand or not demonetizing Russell Brand as an excuse to target Rumble. And there's talks that they're going to try to get it kicked out of the country entirely. I got my hookah with me tonight, so you have to forgive me. But I have an article from The Sun, the U.S. edition of The Sun, because I think it's a UK outlet, and we're going to read through it. I'll probably do a video on it tomorrow, specifically, but it is absolutely fucking nuts what they're attempting to do here. Okay. Is it just talks? Are they just putting it out there into the air, hoping that Rumble demonetizes him outright? Probably, but still, that is an absurd overreach of fucking power. It absolutely is. It's everything that people on the right have been saying the left has been trying to do. Okay, well, the left lies to your face, is dishonest, is disingenuous about it, and here you see it taking place. Russell Brand has not been convicted of a crime. Russell Brand has not been charged with a crime even. Russell Brand doesn't even have a named accuser willing to come forward. And yet, the UK is using this as an opportunity to try to force him to be demonetized and get him kicked off of a platform. And if the platform won't kick him off, they're going to try to use it as an excuse to get the platform removed from their country. Yeah, the UK is at war with the internet at this point. It is batshit ass. It is batshit fucking crazy. But before we talk about that, Canada, okay? Canada decided to bring in a literal Nazi, an actual SS officer in World War II. And to be clear, this isn't somebody who he did it. This guy who volunteered for the service. This is one of the Hitler Youth, everybody. Okay. They brought in a literal fucking Nazi and gave him a standing ovation. Okay. I think I got a couple of the videos in one of my messages here. I think they were uploaded by the Post Millennial, if I'm not mistaken. But they're begging the conservatives to not talk about it, right? Because it's distracting from the real issues with Ukraine. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, you guys brought a literal fucking Nazi into the House of Commons, basically their Congress, and gave him a standing ovation. Oh, man. And they're trying to go well, this is basically both of our faults. We both should have vetted him. I'm like, what the fuck? You gave him the invite. You invited him. You brought him in. Oh man. Okay. I've never seen anything this fucking stupid at all. But to be clear, it's apparently came from the prime minister. Okay, that would be Justin Trudeau, or as most people know him, Fidel Castro's bastard. So let me read through this. Actually, let's take a look at this here. So Zelensky speaks before Canadian Parliament in his campaign to shore up support for Ukraine. Okay, this is the same event where they brought the fucking World War II officer. All right, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau recognized Yaroslav Hunka, who was in attendance and fought with the 1st Ukrainian Division in World War II before later immigrating to Canada, in the House of Commons on Parliament Hill. Literally the fucking Nazis. Literally the Nazis. Oh my God. Mr. Blackface gave a standing ovation to a Nazi. So they pulled the Wikipedia about this guy, right? Talking about like this. On 22nd September 2023, Yaroslav Hunka, veteran of the division, was invited to the Parliament of Canada along with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, where they both received standing ovations from Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and most other MPs. So the Liberal Party, or whatever they call themselves in Canada, I think it's the Liberal Party, invited a Nazi from Ukraine with Zelensky from Ukraine and gave them both standing ovations. Can't make this shit up. No, it's not. It's real. Dude, Ty, it's real. It's absolutely real. This absolutely happened. And it is in fucking sane. It is in fucking sane. Look, this is an article from AP, the Associated Press. Okay, so... And Viva Fry's been talking about it because Viva Fry's from Canada. I'm sure there's plenty of other Canadians who have talked about it too. I'm just, guys, guys, come on. This is funny. Okay, all right. I'm going to play a couple things for you guys, but first, this is them failing to get unanimous consent to have the recognition of the Ukrainian Nazis struck from the record. Okay? We'll listen.
The government House Leader is rising on a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to ask for unanimous consent to adopt the following motion. That notwithstanding any standing order, special order, or usual practice of the House, the recognition made by the Speaker of the House of an individual present in the galleries during the joint address to Parliament by His Excellency Volodymyr Zelensky be struck from the appendix of the House of Commons debates of Thursday, September 21st, 2023, and from any House multimedia recording. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, yes, the Honourable. I guess we have to go to the, we'll ask about unanimous consent and go to it. All those opposed to the Honourable Ministers moving the motion will please say nay. We don't have unanimous consent.
So I want to hear the reasons for it. I want to hear why they said no.
Order.
And the reason why I want to hear what they have to say, there was an MP who came forward and asked the Parliament or whoever, specifically the Conservatives, to not politicize this issue. And I'm like, oh my God. They basically, I wonder, they basically were trying to sweep it under the rug, have everybody take joint accountability for this mistake. And it's like, this came from the Prime Minister's office. Okay, they're supposed to run background checks into people. And I believe probably what happened was they had this extremely fucking old Ukrainian person, right, who quote unquote fought in World War II, and they didn't look into him at all. They just said, bring him into the fucking House of Commons. Let's give him a standing ovation with the current dictator in Ukraine, the current president in Ukraine, who has decided to cancel elections in Ukraine. You can't make this shit up. Yes, they literally did it. They literally did it. They led a standing ovation of the Nazi dude. Oh man, this is too fucking funny. It's too funny. You have a nation right now that is advocated, instead of giving free healthcare because they can't afford it, to just, execute people. Made. They help you take your own life. Do your legs not work anymore? Do you need a wheelchair ramp to get inside of your home, or to make it up the stairs? Do you need a chairlift so you can make it up the stairs in Canada, in this glorious country that offers free healthcare? Well, they have a better solution. They can just, seppuku you. They'll help you. It's a grand way to go. I thought it was hilarious because when they announced that service, they had somebody, they're like, oh, this is an honorable way to go. This person was so happy that we allowed them to do it. And it's like, yeah, it's because you refuse to give them any treatment. So they'd rather just die. And they promoted it as this positive message to Canadians. I've never seen anything like this. It is too fucking funny. It is too fucking funny. Man, I can't. I fucking can't. But goddamn, is it the funniest thing I've ever fucking seen.
We have another point on the honourable member for Charleswood, St. James, Assiniboia, Headingley, and then we'll go to Toronto Danforth.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's important when we say no to this motion that is on such an important matter that we state our rationale. It would be order.
If I can ask the honourable member to start over. Order. If I can ask the honourable member to start over, I didn't hear what he started with or what he was saying, and determine, and I want to hear what he has to say, please.
To state the rationale why this motion is completely out of order. And that's why I'm rising on a point of order, Mr. Speaker. It would be absolutely wrong to strike what was said from the record. It goes without saying that those who do not learn from history are...
One moment, please. I'm going to ask the clerk to come up and try to figure out what is going on here so that we can call on it.
Yeah, okay, so they're trying to get him to shut up, okay? The party of the people who invited the Nazis and are being blasted everywhere for doing it are trying to get it stricken from the record with unanimous consent. Basically, they want to get everything that happened there pulled from the official record for the country, right? And I understand why, but then you have the opposition party who didn't know they were going to do a stunt like this, saying, listen, you can't just strike it from the record. You guys did this. You need to acknowledge it, and everyone needs to learn never to do anything like this again. And I strongly agree with that, because if you just give them a pass, okay, and they learn literally nothing from this, it is going to happen again. All right, 100%. It is going to happen again. God, I told you, this shit is the funniest fucking thing ever.
1 second.
Oh, they had to turn everyone's microphones off. Oh, man. If you're trying to erase history, you'll just make yourself look like an idiot. I completely agree. I completely agree on that one. If you are trying to get something taken off the record, get it stricken from like official history, you look stupid. You need to acknowledge your mistakes.
The honourable member for Charleswood, St. James, Assiniboia, Headingley. I'm curious to see where you're going. Please get to the point. I'm just.
But I appreciate your giving me the floor to explain our rationale. It goes without saying that those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. What happened on Friday was shameful and brought embarrassment to this chamber. It was an ugly reminder of what survivors of the Holocaust know too well, that we must never forget. Deleting the text of the speaker's words from Hansard's would have...
I'm going to have to interrupt. I see this. I'm afraid it's getting into debate more than anything else. I'm afraid it's debate more than anything else, and I can't point of order on something that's already been voted on. I'm just trying to make some sense out of it.
Yeah, the sense is, here's what they're going to try to do now. They're going to try to say the opposition party is trying to stand in their way of removing the Nazi from the House of Commons. That's obviously not true. So he's trying to state why they said no, okay? Because those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it, okay? And he is right. Can you imagine if after World War II, if after what happened with the Holocaust, Germany came forward and said, we're just going to delete all the records from what we did because it was a big oopsie doopsie. It was a big old mistake. We didn't mean to do it. So we're just going to get rid of that entirely. We're just going to take it off the record entirely. We made a mistake. We all know we made a mistake. Let's just let bygones be bygones. Let's let bygones be bygones, guys. Come on. Look, it was an oopsie doopsie. We didn't mean for it to happen. It was an oopsie doopsie accident, okay? We apologize. Fuck, man. Fuck.
Okay. I'll let the honourable member go a little bit further, but I'm trying to figure out where he's going with this. I can't say I disagree with what he's saying, but I just want to, it's not a point of order.
Deleting the text of the speaker's words from Hansard would have only one purpose, to try and forget what happened, to wash the record clean. Removing this from...
I'm afraid this is debate. The honourable member for Calgary Nose Hill, and then we'll go over to, or is it on the same item? No, is this on the same item? Okay, the honourable member for Calgary Nose Hill.
My colleague from Winnipeg to continue to be heard, Mr. Speaker. I seek that.
Those opposed to the honourable member moving the motion will please say nay. No, we don't have that.
Oops, I off 6 million people. Time to burn the papers. I mean, a little bit, yeah. And to be clear, you know, we talk about other events where multiple people have died. When we talk multiple, I mean, like, we're talking about genocidal numbers, okay? And in those cases, the people that did it, if they retain power in any way, what they try to do is wipe the record clean, right? Stop people from talking about it. Look at what happened with China in Tiananmen Square. They've removed all records of that from their history. You're not allowed to search for it. And if you try to, the Chinese government will find out, and you will be, disappeared, removed from society. Like, awful people do this, okay? Because they go along with the action, and then later they realize, oh, shit, this is making us look like really bad people because we're really fucked up and bad people. And then they try to remove it from the record, right? Remove it from history. Get it? Yeah, they erase you. They erase you just like they erase their bad history. The burning is easy these days. Yeah, it is. So, let's see. I think, give me a second here. This is one person basically talking about how, hey, it was your job, okay? It was your job to actually look into this guy. You invited him. Your party invited him. The prime minister is the one who's responsible for this. And now you're trying to pretend it never happened.
And
I just want to underscore the point that my colleague just raised. This is a question about, is it the government's position that when we have a foreign head of state, that the government does zero security vetting for who will be in the same room as that head of state? Is that the message that we're sending to our allies, that when they come here, you don't know who's going to be in the gallery? I mean, what kind of message does that send to Canada's partners and allies around the world? And that's the point that we're raising, Mr. Speaker. It's all well and good for you to come in and accept your share of the responsibility. But there's only one entity in this chamber that has the resources and the mandate to keep people safe. As my colleague just pointed out, when President Zelensky comes here on the invitation of the Prime Minister, when the entire itinerary is planned by the PMO, the government of Canada has an obligation to him personally to secure his safety, has a responsibility to the people of Ukraine to ensure the safety of their president. And he has a responsibility to all Canadians to uphold the dignity of Canada as a country, as a trusted partner and ally. And in all three of those areas, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister failed to do that basic level of responsibility. That's the point that we're underscoring, Mr. Speaker. There was a Nazi in the chamber. There's only one entity, one group that could have done anything about it, that could have flagged that. And as I mentioned, the director of the Parliamentary Protective Service reports up to the Government of Canada for operational matters. That is in the mandate of the Protective Services. The director of the Parliamentary Protective Service must be a member of the RCMP. That's in the enabling legislation. That was all done for a reason, Mr. Speaker. Yes. I was in the chair when that legislation was passed, and it was precisely because the House of Commons itself did not have the capability to do full security vettings and background checks on individuals. That was the reason why we did that.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
To make available to the House of Commons the resources of federal institutions like the RCMP and like CSIS. That is why we do not accept the attempt to collectivize blame for this. Opposition parties do not have access to CSIS reports. We do not have access to the RCMP's vast capabilities to do background checks and vetting. And in this case, it would have taken a simple Google search to find a blog post written by that individual saying that he served in an SS division, in a Nazi division during World War II. And again, all those resources are available to the government. The mandate, the responsibility lies with the government, and the entire reporting structure of the Parliamentary Precinct Services here flows up to the government. That's why we still have many, many questions, and this issue does not end with your statement or your apology.
Canada had problems with truckers and called them horrible things. I'm not surprised that Daddy's boy is inviting a Nazi to his country. Well, listen, the guy's been legally living in Canada for a very long time, so I don't really know if there's any way you could have deported him, because I don't know what Canadian laws are, just to be fair on that point. However, you had the ability to vet this guy, okay? They had all the resources to vet this guy. And the reason why people found out about him was because when he was invited, okay, and they gave him a standing ovation, people did Google searches of his name to figure out who the fuck he was, and they found it instantly, okay? This is one of those things where I don't know how you missed it, okay? But also, given who Justin Trudeau is, and given how fucking bad it comes to their politicians when it comes to, like, you know, at least that side of the aisle's politicians when it comes to actually, you know, doing a proper job, Incompetence is actually an excuse that I would accept. Okay? Gross incompetence to the point where you really shouldn't be serving. So, like, I get it. And here's the thing. If it was a conservative MP that tried to do this, they would have put him on blast immediately. Okay? If this was someone on the right in the United States, they would never let you hear the end of it. But they do it, and it's like, oh, oopsie doopsie, let's just remove it from the record. We're sorry. Oopsie doopsie, everybody. This is really all of our fault. Okay? Like, you guys agree, right? I know we were the ones who set it up. I know we're the ones who are responsible for looking in and vetting the guy. But like, this shouldn't be politicized. Man. Yeah. They call everyone a Nazi, and when they actually find a Nazi, they applaud him. Bravo, Canadian leaders. Bro, look, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. This is nuts to me. Okay, this is fucking nuts to me. All right, I had to. We're gonna talk about the Russell Brand stuff. It's gonna be a shorter stream tonight, guys, because there's a lot of smaller stuff that we can talk about, but really, it's just these two stories that I wanted to focus on. Okay, and I'll chop this up and I'll take out all my hookah breaks and post as its own video. But yeah, this is, oh boy, this is a big fuck up. This is a big, massive fuck up. Okay, so I want to talk about the Russell Brand thing that's going on right now. And let me share screen for you guys. It's probably playing an ad right now if I had to guess, because it's Rumble. I don't have like a subscription or anything. But oh, I like that. You can his subscription's called Awaken. So, from what I watched, Russell Brand didn't really address the individual claims in this stream. And again, I don't know why he would have to, because he doesn't even have these women's names. So how do you actually address what they're accusing you of? You can only say it didn't happen, this never occurred, but you can never actually say who they are because you don't even know who they are. So let's talk about the Rumble stream. This came out there when I was watching it. There was over 70,000 people watching it live at the time. Okay, over 70,000 people were tuning into Rumble to watch Russell Brand talk about, talk about what happened with the UK trying to get him removed. Okay, and right now this live stream has 749,000 views on it. Okay, it was streamed at 12 o'clock my time. So we're talking about in 10 and a half hours, it has just basically 750,000 views on it on Rumble. And that's insane. That is nuts. Okay, the attempts to get him canceled clearly did not work. Okay, so they're probably going to ramp up. You should expect them to get even nastier, even more vile, because obviously his fans are not buying it. And you're starting to tune more people into Rumble, okay? And since Rumble is a newer platform, they're going to see it as a soft target, and they're going to go after it in the most malicious and disgusting ways humanly possible. They will do anything they can to get Russell Brand taken off of the web. And if that means destroying an entire platform, they will do it. Okay? They will absolutely do it. So let's tune into this article. Again, this is by The Sun, the U.S. edition. Set to tumble. I'm an online expert. Russell Brand's refugee platform, Rumble, may be forced offline under new internet safety laws. The Online Safety Act is one of the most gross overreaches of any nation to silence free speech, to silence people's communications on social media platform. It's the type of shit you would see in fucking China. Okay? It's the type of shit you would see in China. All right? I own Rumble stock, so I hope they stand firm. Rumble has made it very clear that they stand behind free speech. We'll see it because they're being put through a trial by fucking fire right now. They are. They absolutely fucking are. Now, I can't help but think that the people that wrote this article are just giddy and excited to see this happen. An online expert says Russell Brand's refugee platform Rumble could be forced offline under new safety laws. The free speech website used by comedian Brand to host his videos risks being forced out of Britain, it has been suggested. I hope they try this shit. Okay? I really hope they try this shit because you're waking so many people up to the problems with the government as it pertains to people's ability to speak freely. Okay? It is showing everyone how obsessive and how controlling they are of what people talk about. And when people look into the story for Russell Brand, they're seeing the holes in it. They're seeing that you had a 4-year investigation into this fucking comedian that turned up absolutely nothing. We have no evidence to substantiate any of the claims. We have no named accusers. And these women didn't even come forward anonymously. The reporters went digging to find anyone to talk shit about this guy. And the best they found were 4 anonymous accusers, 3 of which admit to having open and continued relationships with Russell Brand. The 16-year-old story about how she was abused and groomed and treated terribly, and how he, like, you know, forced his male appendage down her throat. Apparently, her mom has said that, oh yeah, it's totally true. That's why I drove her to his house so he could see that she was just a young, sweet, innocent child. And then I left her at his house. I'm like, what the fuck? Wait, what? Did you just say that you took your child who you thought was being groomed and abused to the artist's house? She admits to doing that. And then the anonymous accuser then goes on to say that after that incident, she continued to be with Russell Brand. And what caused her to break off the relationship was Russell Brand wanted to have a threesome, had another woman at his home, and then invited her over. And when she got there, she saw that the other woman was already there for the threesome. That's what caused the breakup. That's what caused the breakup. So I'm like, you know what? Here's my problem. If you're trying to lie to me and tell me you've been groomed, that was probably the dumbest fucking story that you could tell me. All right? Because if he's going to do all these nasty and terrible things to you, but what breaks it up is the fact that there was another woman there and he wanted to have a threesome with you. Well, if you're actually groomed and you're actually being emotionally and psychologically manipulated, because that's what grooming is, you wouldn't say no. Okay? You absolutely, you'd probably later feel fucking awful about it. But in that moment, you wouldn't say no because you've been groomed to accept that behavior. So everything these people say discredits what they are accusing him of. And you don't even have any evidence to back up anything they're saying. And you don't have anything. But it doesn't matter. All abusers send chauffeurs for their victims. Well, apparently the mother is the chauffeur. Oh, man. The Canada-based platform has come under scrutiny after being used by Brand to share videos as he denies allegations of rape and sexual assault. Again, I'll point this out. None of the accusers, and nowhere in the article do any of them say that they were raped. None of them say that. It's almost like whoever wrote the article was very careful to make sure that they couldn't be sued for defamation by actually accusing him of a crime. He has been posting daily episodes of his Stay Free program on Rumble since signing a deal with the website a year ago, and now faces being regulated by UK media watchdog Ofcom under the new online safety bill, which was approved by Parliament last week and is due to become law next month. Tougher new rules could prompt Rumble's bosses to stop broadcasting to Britain, a tech expert has now suggested. The new law says internet firms must prevent children from seeing prawn, as well as any material promoting eating disorders, self-harm, and seppuku. Violent content and material harmful harmful to health, including misinformation about vaccines, will also be barred. And platforms will also be told to take down illegal material such as videos inciting violence or race hate. Former Facebook executive Lord Allen of Hallam told The Times a new crackdown could deter Rumble's management. So I don't understand how that would work. I'm being serious. I don't understand how that would work. Because none of his videos have suggested anything illegal. Nothing he has done has promoted anything illegal or harmful. So I'm wondering how they're going to use the Online Safety Act to take Rumble out. But I guarantee you that they will try it, because here's what they do. They try to get the idiotic masses to come out in support of something by saying, well, we're just talking about banning these really awful things, promoting eating disorders, self-harm, adult material, the 18 and up kind material. You don't want children seeing that. So of course this is a good thing. And then the minute they get it passed, they try to use it to shut down someone like Russell Brand based on his political speech. That's how it works. That's the game. Yeah, the sheep emojis, 100%. All sheep, all sheeples. But I mean, it's nuts to me. He said you can't get out of this by saying, I'm a crazy American platform. That's not okay. And that somehow you get a free pass. They don't get a free pass. What do you mean? Well, I'll read through the rest of the statement, but like, what do you mean by that? Is it an American platform? Because it's a Canada-based platform, so it's not even an American platform. It's a Canada-based platform. And you're trying to say, I'm crazy. No, they believe in free speech. I mean, the UK likes to tell people they believe in free speech, but then takes every single effort to show people through their actions that they don't. Their whole philosophy is freedom of expression and kind of screw you. So when they get a letter from Ofcom saying, here are all the things you're going to have to do, it seems to me the most likely reaction is going to be they're going to say, well, we won't operate in the UK anymore. Failing to cooperate with Ofcom could put Rumble executives at risk of arrest if visiting Britain, it has been suggested. Well, I guess they just won't visit Britain. UK sounds like an awful fucking place. Why would you go there? They don't believe in free speech. They abuse their political powers. And again, they tell you that the bill is for this purpose, and then they use it for that purpose instead. If you told people, hey, the Online Safety Act, we're going to use to restrict the speech of, we're going to use it to restrict the political speech of people that we find offensive, I doubt you'd get any support for it. So instead, they lie to you. They tell you it's actually about banning all these really bad and awful things you don't want kids seeing. And you go, yeah, well, we don't want kids watching that. And the minute they pass it, they use it. Well, here's this guy that says political things we don't like. So we're going to, we're going to get him removed. The UK is a fucked up place, and absolute fucking idiots are tolerating it. So, yeah, you're going to arrest Rumble executives. Do it. Fucking do it. Dame Carolyn Dinanagi, who chairs the Commons Culture, Media, and Sports Select Committee, wrote to Rumble last Thursday asking whether they would be suspending brands' ability to earn money. The comic and film star has 1.4 million followers on Rumble. I think it's 1.6 now. Okay? I think it's 1.6 now. So obviously you guys are doing a fucking fantastic job at canceling him because he's only growing more popular. Her letter came as YouTube announced it would be demonetizing his account on their platform, meaning Brand could no longer cash in on ads accompanying his clips there. The BBC and Channel 4 also removed content featuring Brand from their streaming sites. Well, that's interesting, okay? Because again, hasn't been charged. No conviction, not even charge. You have no accusers willing to step forward, and you have no evidence to back up any of the claims. But his content needs to be removed, everybody. Push them to make improvements. Oh, yeah. Here's the screwed up part. Here's the screwed up part. But Rumble Chiefs executive Chris Pavlovsky hit back by sharing his letter in response to Dame Carolyn on X, formerly Twitter. He said, "We regard it as deeply inappropriate." We've gone through this statement before, and it's basically him telling them to fuck off. This is disgusting. It's disturbing. We're not going to do this. It's completely against our values. So I'm just going to go down here. Former Fox News presenter Dan Bongino, one of Rumble's largest financial backers, wrote on X, "Join Rumble today. Russell is already there." An Ofcom spokesman said, Ofcom is preparing to regulate online safety by ensuring that tech companies have effective measures in place to protect their users, particularly children. Guys, again, they're not doing this because they hate Russell Brand. They're doing it because, they want to protect kids. I loved London when I went there during college, especially the counterculture market region of Camden. Now, however, would never go back there or any part of the UK again. I agree. Don't ever visit the UK. Don't take away all their tourism, because holy fuck, are they deranged, stupid, and malicious. As well as establishing these standards, we'll engage regularly with services to understand what they are doing to protect their users and push them to make improvements where needed. So essentially, the government is going to get in bed with these tech platforms and dictate what speech should be allowed on their platform if they want to remain in the UK. Now, here's the thing. UK market is big, so this would obviously be harmful, but it's not the biggest. If this happened in the US, and it would never happen in the US, because then, it wouldn't happen so openly in the US because we have laws against that. We have protections against that. But I guarantee you that they've done it behind the scenes with other platforms. We've seen that with Twitter. We've seen that in the past with Twitter. Fuck, man. If the US could do this openly, everybody would be fucked. It would be complete top-down control, 100%. Man. As well as establishing these standards, we will engage regularly with services to understand what they're doing to protect their users and push them to make improvements where needed. Rumble subscribers pay a minimum of 50 euros per year, while creators can also earn more cash from donations. Brand 48 has been accused of rape, sexual assault. Actually, he hasn't been accused of rape either. And abuse by 4 women, including one who was age 16 at the time. Allegedly, because we have no proof for any of it. Allegations made in a joint investigation by the Times and Channel 4's dispatches include that he raped a woman against a wall at his Los Angeles flat. And again, she never says that. The article never says that. It says she was forced up against a wall and then describes having sex. And the reason why I say that is not to say that the implication isn't great. It's to say the article is very clear that to never use the term. So I just be aware of that. Because the reason I think is so that they can avoid a lawsuit. The 4 women say he attacked them between 2006 and 2013. At the height of his fame when pressing shit. We already know what the accusations are. And I keep talking about it. I'm going to bring up all the counterpoints again. He is also now being investigated by the Metropolitan Police after a woman contacted them last week alleging she was sexually assaulted by Brand in 2003 in London, Soho. Yeah, again, another anonymous accuser. At least this one has contacted the cops. But I know 20 years ago now. Now we're going back 20 fucking years. Brandon shared a YouTube video on September 15th in which he denied any wrongdoing and claimed there was a coordinated media attack against him. And last Friday night, he told his 3.8 million Instagram followers to back him on Rumble after what he called a distressing week. He said, "I need your support now more than ever, and more than ever I imagined I would. Please, if you can, stay free." Brandon's wife, Laura Gallagher, 36, who he married in 2017, is said to be standing by him. He previously wed U.S. pop star Katy Perry in October 2010, but they divorced in July 2012. Yeah, because Russell Brand cleaned up his act and wanted to have children. And she didn't want that. So he broke up with her. Now, he broke up with her in a text message. So, that's That's kind of mean. That's kind of mean. But that's all you have. That is literally all we have here. That's at least one person contacted the police at this point. But again, it's now a 20-year-old allegation that I'm going to guess you have no proof of at all. None at all. I don't know, man. So, guys, that's it. That's what I want to talk to you about tonight. Two main stories. The thing in Canada, the thing going on with Russell Brand. None of the stuff is working. None of it at all. But we'll see how it all plays out. Guys, if you do me a favor, share the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, like the stream, pump it out there, get more people on board, and we'll have more videos out tomorrow. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Like, honestly, I love having you guys here. I love talking to you guys. You guys are great.